Good morning. Good morning. It's Heather Buckman with heatherbuckman.com. How are you today? It's Friday. I love Fridays. So, one thing before we get started is everybody always wishes, for the weekend, right? This was a little tip somebody told me a long time ago and it really stuck in my head. So I want to just share this quick little story with you before I talk today. You know, we all wish for the weekends, and the weekends come like really kind of quickly, sometimes almost too quickly. But when you keep wishing for the weekends, you're kind of wishing your life away. So kind of remember that as you go through life, that, stop wishing for something that we don't have that's way in the future, and just kind of enjoy every single day as it comes. I know we're not where we always want to be and we want to take that time off, but anyway, so that's my quick little tip. Good morning, Dania, Rachel, Rena, Glenn. I'm glad you're joining me. This is my high five at 9, I kind of call it, my daily dose of inspiration and some tips to really get you thinking about your day and being a little bit more successful. I wanted to just share with you a real story, not the my Friday one, but I think that is a great little reminder, right? Stop wishing our life away. So, the other day I was vacuuming, go figure, right? Like, I hate chores, but I was vacuuming the house and our vacuum broke, and I love my Dyson. I love it. I've had it for 5 years, just under 5 years, and my warranty was just about to be expired. Sorry, my dog's trying to break in the room here. So what, it just kind of had a little wire, I guess it was broken or went bad or something. So we called the repair shop and we dropped it off to go get it fixed. And the guy said, "Oh, you're still under warranty. This will be great." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome," right? Because, we all hate dealing with customer service and stuff, but we all do it, right? So I took my vacuum over and they dropped it off, and they actually called me the next day and said, "Your vacuum's ready. It's free of charge. Come pick it up." Well, because of the holidays and life and stuff, we just took a couple days to go pick it up. And then, the other day, yesterday or whatever, a couple days ago, I finally picked up my vacuum, and Michael started using it to clean, and the whole vacuum just stopped. It wasn't even the same issue that we took in. It was a totally new thing, and I'm like, this is crazy, right? What's going on? And then I looked at the vacuum because he picked it up and I didn't pick it up, and I'm like, this isn't even our vacuum. So no wonder it doesn't work, and there's more problems than when it went in. And I was really frustrated, and I was really kind of annoyed, and it was already too late in the day to call this shop back, so I had to wait till tomorrow. And the whole time I was getting more and more upset. Do you guys get like that? You just want something done and you want it done right? So I was bubbling up and boiling, and I was just so friggin' annoyed, right? I'm like, how could they give us somebody else's vacuum and this thing is, a piece of junk compared to what I gave them, right? So the next day I finally get up and I called the customer service over at the Dyson shop. And I really just wanted to give this guy a new attitude, right? Because, here's what I kind of thinking, in the past, when I have to call customer service, I'm always oh, I gotta be on hold forever, and, I got a problem, and they're not gonna want to fix it, and I'm gonna be arguing with this guy. Has anybody felt like that? Give me a couple thumbs up if you agree and you know what I'm talking about, right? So you just kind of go into this call dreading it. And then I'm dreading going, I bet they gave away my vacuum to somebody else, and they're not gonna want to make good on it. And, so I was I made that phone call almost I guess in anger, upset and anger, and I was and I took a breath right before I called the guy, and I said, it's not this guy's fault. I gotta give him time to relax and enjoy, and make it right? And not just be upset and go off on him and go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you gave me the wrong vacuum, and this is what, you guys are a piece of blah, blah, blah," I mean, I could have easily have done that and went off on this guy. But the guy got on the phone, I think his name is Floyd, and if he's watching, hi Floyd, but he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And I said, "Great, I'm actually having a great day, but I'm kind of just wanting to tell you that I'm a little upset right now about some of our service, and I want to explain why." And I told him, and the guy immediately went off and was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that didn't happen. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to look in your account. I'm going to try to find your right vacuum. I'm going to make this right." And he said something on the phone, and he's like, "I don't even know if we have your vacuum here, because I don't think there's another one in our shop area. of your make and model. And I'm like, well, that's not acceptable. I'm not going to keep this broken vacuum, you know? And, you know, Dysons are not a cheap vacuum, right? So I kind of was like, like I was kind of frustrated going, where's this going to go? And, you know, he said, just do me a favor, put the vacuum in, bring it over, and I'll look into this while I'm waiting for you. And I was like, okay, well, you know, now I'm like rolling my eyes going, you know, this place isn't close. And, you know, he even apologized. He's like, I am sorry to make you come back all the way out here, you know. So he was a really nice guy. And I'm trying to like be thankful for the fact that I'm just all upset going, you know, you're wasting my time. This is, you know, should have been easy. You gave my vacuum to somebody else. What, you know, I don't want this. I don't want to give you this one back and you just fix it and give me this thing. It's like, you know, 10 years older than mine, you know. That's the kind of thoughts that were going in my head. And that was my attitude going into this whole situation. But this guy has been nothing but nice to me, right? So I finally just drove over to the Dyson, you know, shop, and I talked to the guy, and he was, again, so super apologetic. He's like, I'm really, really sorry. I have no idea what happened. You know, it's just, you know, usually I know mistakes and I can understand them, and I just don't even know how this happened. But you know what? Like, here, you know, I'm just going to give you a brand new vacuum, same one that you have, basically, and make this right. I mean, he made it absolutely right, right? Like, I went in there with a good vacuum that only had a tiny little problem. He knew my vacuum because he worked on it, and he's like, I'm sorry, but I'm going to make it right. So here I am. I'm walking into this whole thing back at the first phone call with this like bad attitude of dealing with customer service. I'm going to have to fight for what's right, you know. And in reality, the whole thing, this guy Floyd was so amazing. He made it all right. He actually gave me a brand new vacuum cleaner. And Dysons, again, are not cheap. So he didn't pull something refurbished and kind of fixed and give me one of those, which is kind of my other thought. Like, I'm not going to get something new. I'm going to get something okay or equivalent to what I had. And it really made me stop to think, and this is what my story is about today, is we all have these past experiences that drive our thoughts and our attitudes on how we deal with the next experience. You know, do you guys get this? I mean, if you get it, kind of like give me that thumbs up and some love. We all base something in the past you know, before we do something else, right? That's how life is. We learn from our past experiences, and we set our mindset as to how that next experience is going to happen. And that's not always true. We've got to like reprogram our thoughts and our attitudes to be the one of success and of abundance and of goodness, and not just immediately go back into that negative space, right? Like, I don't know why the negative space always seems to outdo the positive, but it does. I mean, I know it from like, you know, I'm in direct sales, and I have no problem saying that. I think this is one of the best industries to be in. And if you ever want to know why, please ask me privately. I would love to talk to you. But there's a lot of people, and I was there, you know, I had my old company, and I saw successes in it, and I saw like failures in it. And I know what worked and what didn't work on my old company. But a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I did one of those things before. It's not for me. It doesn't work. And they make assumptions. It's not always the company that didn't work. There might have been policies in there or procedures in there that just didn't work for you. Maybe you were inexperienced. Maybe you had bad training. I don't know. There's a lot of things that lead up to, are you going to be successful in this company? And, you know, why you are or you're not, right? But that shouldn't stop you from at least taking a look into something else, because you're judging your past experiences on what could possibly change your future, right? The next company might be totally for you. It might be a perfect opportunity. You might have the perfect training, and you might just go right to the top and fly, right? So you've got to kind of listen to yourself and say, as easy as it may be, that customer service call, are you making your attitudes from your past experience going to dictate your ones for this one? I mean, can you imagine if I picked up that phone and called that guy and said, you know, just was that crazy, you know, I'm going to say that crazy bitch on the phone who just was like, you know, going wacko over a freaking, you know, vacuum? Do you think this guy would have been so nice and just absolutely given me a free vacuum if I was crazy like that? He probably would have been like, I don't deal with crazy. I'm just going to make her life just as miserable as she's making mine at the moment, right? Like, we have that option to say our attitude can dictate our future. And we've got to set our mindset and our thoughts to be one of what we want to have, and not just simply base it on past actions. Because past actions, there's a lot of things that make it up, and it could be your thoughts, it could be your, your attitude, it could be the weather. I don't know. There's things that make things happen that don't necessarily mean the next time is going to happen again, right? So that's kind of where I'm at today. I hope like this helps. Like, maybe you guys got some value out of this, because I want you to kind of think about having a more positive attitude, going in with that positivity, going in with I know this is going to be successful and this is going to work. I know that, I'm not judging everything on the past. I mean, we learn from the past, but we shouldn't use the past to hold us back, right? We should start with that positive attitude. We should be nice to other people, and I hope my story like really kind of hit some home today, because I think there's lessons in everyday life and we need to learn from them. And I think our attitude really does change our future. If we're grumpy about our job and we hate our job, but we're afraid to go to the next job because, we feel like the next one's going to be exactly like this one. I had that thought for a long time. I hated my job and I was afraid to look for another job because I just felt like the next one's gonna be the same as this, right? Like, how do I know? I don't know that until I go to the next job, right? I don't know. And you don't know anything until you open up your mind and say, what is happening right now is not where I want to be, but I've got to change my thoughts and my attitudes and move me in the direction that I want to go in. I've got to be that positive person. I've got to look for the opportunities. I've got to move forward. And that is where I'm leaving you at today, is think about your actions and your attitudes and how are they driving you closer to where you want to be versus possibly holding you back. And if you could just go through the weekend and just start paying attention to your thoughts and your actions and your attitudes, and just make a mental note and start changing it. And you have that power to change right there. Like I said, I took that, I just want to wring them a new neck, and I took a deep breath and I made that phone call. And as upset as I was polite about it and I worked it through, and the guy was super helpful. So if you feel like you're going backwards or holding yourself, back because of past actions, just take that deep breath and change it into what you want to accomplish instead of what, you think is going to accomplish, because you have the power to control it. So that's it. I would love for you to join me every day at 9 o'clock. I will not be on the weekends because I think everybody needs a break. But my goal is to give you some daily tips and inspiration to make you live the best life possible. I think you can work hard and play hard, but you need to find that balance, and we all are out of balance probably most of the time. Even I am. We're always out of balance. So I just want to give you some tips and inspiration to start your day, because, there's so much negativity in the world. I want to be that positive force in your life that says this is something that can make my life a little bit better. And if I'm giving you valuable tips and they're helping you, please let me know in the comments. I would really love to know that I'm talking to people and giving you something that you want to hear and I'm not just talking to myself. Have a great day. Stop on my website. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's about to launch like soon, and you're going to love the stuff that I have for you. So have a great day. Happy Friday. Bye.